well done on being re-elected. Maria, for your first electoral contest, it is a phenomenal achievement to be elected to the European Parliament. Mairead McGuinness, as we know, got a phenomenal vote, and I think that in part, and I don't think she would mind me saying this, but in part, that her huge vote was an endorsement of the backstop and of the political position that has been taken with the support of all political voices from Ireland in relation to the Brexit scenario. And I hope that Mairead and our government will see the huge vote that she got as a signal from the electorate that they expect us to continue to work together in Ireland's interests in the face of the challenges that Brexit presented, so that we can ensure that all of Ireland is protected, that all Irish citizens will have their rights protected, that our economy, that our society and our political structures, and in particular the Good Friday Agreement, is protected as we move forward, that we can work together to in the interests of all the Irish people. To all the other candidates who put their name forward, I want to commend you all on what was a very difficult and a very tough fight. I want to congratulate them and wish well all of the families. The phenomena that was Saoirse McHugh that entered the race, I want to congratulate her campaign team and her in particular for bringing a new dynamic to this campaign. I've told Saoirse already, I think she's in the wrong political party, but that's perhaps a conversation for another day. Well done to you all. I'm delighted that at least in the short instance I won't be going to Brussels on my own, and I want to welcome and congratulate Martina Anderson on being elected and top of the poll in the 6 counties, and the fact that 2 Remain MEPs were returned in the 6 counties is a very big statement that I hope that Europe, that London and Dublin hear. We're devastated, it has to be said, that Lynn Boylan, one of the hardest working members of the European Parliament, I don't just mean from Ireland, I mean across the European Parliament, has failed to retain her seat. And we know that Leonie Riada is in a battle for her political life in Ireland South. Both of those women deserved to be re-elected, and I have no doubt that if Leah doesn't make it tonight or tomorrow, that both Leah and Lynn will have a big role to play in Irish politics into the future. I want to thank my own family for all of their support. I want to thank my parents and siblings and our wider extended family, including aunts and uncles and people who support us in Everton. But I want to especially thank my wife Lynn, to Sean, my son, to Mairead, Aoife, Niamh and Emer, our children, for their support, for putting up with me, for all the difficulties that a campaign presents. I've been blessed to have a political campaign team that in my view has been second to none. I've had over the past 5 years some of the best staff that anybody could ever hope. All of those staff, every one of them took leave in order to work full-time on this campaign, and I want to thank them for that. I want to thank all of the volunteers, people who give up time to put up posters, to go leafleting, to go knocking on doors, to drive me around. I want to mention Enda McMahon, who took 2 weeks off work so that he could come around over the past 2 weeks. But all of those people who helped in any way in relation to the central campaign team that we had put together. And I want to pay a special thanks to the person who I believe is the greatest political mind in Irish politics, my campaign manager, Quillan Lee Donovan, for overseeing and ensuring that we held on in this occasion. And I also want to commend and thank my Director of Elections, the man who just keeps a cool head no matter what happens, Pierce Doherty, for all of his support and guidance and for ensuring that we ran this successful campaign. But in truth, this victory belongs to Sinn Féin members across the Midlands North West, and particularly those local election teams who right across every single county integrated the local election campaign with the European election campaign. We knew from the outset entering this race that we were going to be in a battle for one of the last seats, and we went to our local election candidates and our existing councillors and asked them to ensure that every single door in the Midlands North West was knocked and people were asked to vote for Matt Carthy and for Sinn Féin in the European elections. We, I believe, were the only campaign that could say hand on heart that we did that almost entirely, and that was down to the work that they did, and to all our local election teams. I know that many of you have had a tough weekend, and I hope that they all find solace in this EU win, because this victory belongs to the Sinn Féin members across this constituency. Leonard Cohen once said, "There's a crack in everything, that's how the light comes in." Well, I hope this crack, to many people who are feeling a little bit down in relation to results, this EU elections is the crack, because the light, as we all know, is the politics of Irish republicanism. I was thinking earlier about a previous candidate who stood for Sinn Féin for the European elections in this region, Eddie Fullerton. Eddie Fullerton was assassinated in his home by British agents. And the reason I mention that is to let those Sinn Féin activists and members who might have their heads down, let them remember that we've seen darker days and we've had bigger challenges. But the one thing that has marked every one of those challenges is that after it, we came out better, stronger and more united every time. So we'll learn the lessons. We'll absolutely learn the lessons of the past few days, and we'll make the changes that need to be made, and we'll work harder and we'll work smarter than ever before, because I believe strongly that Ireland needs the politics of Sinn Féin now more than ever before, because there are too many communities that have been neglected, there have been too many families that have been abandoned, there have been too many people who we know, who we've met, who are struggling every day of their life for the politics of MEP and the economics of the elites to prevail. So we've no time to spend wallowing. The movement towards a united Ireland is happening at pace, regardless of how much some people want to pretend it's not. And we need a strong United Ireland party to lead that charge. So we're going to spend a little bit of time reflecting and analysing, but over the coming days it's back to work, because there's only one reason ever why a party doesn't get enough votes. It's because we haven't convinced enough people. So the work to convince the Irish people that we can and will create a better Ireland, a fairer Ireland and a united Ireland starts now. So to all of those who supported Sinn Féin and myself in the course of this election, we will not let you down. We will work as hard as we can at a European level to ensure that Ireland's interests are always at the fore. To all our members and supporters, to the most dedicated and committed set of political activists on this island that make up the membership of Sinn Féin, we will see better days, we will see the rising of the moon. Sinn Féin is going to come back bigger and stronger than ever before, because we have